No, we need the vape rips, otherwise it
Yeah.
just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel real. Yeah, this is fan
They
service at
love
this
it.
point.
Yeah, it's like ASMR, but somehow worse and weirder.
I like listen to them when I'm like editing, and now I just like I don't edit them out at all,
I
unless
love
there's like
that.
too much going on in the like people talking, and I just need to eliminate like some noise, But
Yeah.
otherwise, I just leave them in there. It feels right. It
Yeah.
does.
It's
Yeah.
it's like punctuation for my
It is.
senses.
I do love being one of the only people that doesn't vape. I feel like very cool. I feel like a
To
cool
not
person.
vape.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm bucking the trend,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're not
You
like
got-
the other boys.
I'm not like the other boys. Yeah, I'm not like the other white guys on podcasts.
No, you're not like the other white guys on podcasts because you're Italian.
I'm Italian. There are no Italian American podcasters that
None.
I can name. I can't name a single one. So
No.
Yeah. You're breaking that glass ceiling, man.
yeah, the
You should
glass
be
ceiling.
really proud of yourself.
Yeah, the spaghetti ceilings or whatever you want to call it.
Disgusting.
Spaghetti ceiling.
It's just the dripping meat sauce on you.
Yeah, I was gonna say just wet with meat sauce.
It's really humid and like the walls are stained that orange Tupperware color.
Oh,
I really want meatballs now.
It was International Meatball Day really recently.
Who comes up with these days?
I don't know, but my boyfriend texted me and he was like, "It's International Meatball Day. This in the same week as International Women's Day. Like, it's a really big week for girls like you who are Italian."
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
double representation in 1 week. Look at that, Justine.
Yeah, he's such an ally. I really
He is an
appreciate
ally.
it.
God bless him. We have a very special episode today because we have two very important things going on. First one is Ashley's birthday. It's Ashley's birthday
It
today
is.
on the day of recording. Yeah.
It's my birthday. I'm home
Happy
drinking
birthday,
my
Ashley.
favorite beer. Thank you. Thank
Nice.
you. And I'm hanging out with you guys, some of my best
Yeah.
friends.
What's your what beer you're drinking? I want to know.
It's
Curious.
Dirt Wolf.
Dirt Wolf?
It's got a wolf on it, Justine, your favorite.
Oh, victory.
Yay!
Yeah.
Dirt Wolf sounds like it'd be Ashley's favorite beer.
Yeah,
and I
it
love
really
that.
does.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
a
like
little too on the nose.
it's like 8.7%, so it gets you real hooked up real fast.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
great. That's
Yeah.
really good.
It's a good time.
I had a beer once. Like I used to work at a liquor store, and I got like they were doing some clearance shit, and they had one that was like I think it was like almost it was like 17% alcohol,
Ooh.
and that fucked me up because I drank the whole. It was like one of those big, not tall boys, but like the not like a growler, a step down from that.
Yeah.
I don't know,
The
like a
pint
very
bottle?
large bottle, something like that. Yeah, I
You
don't know
gotta-
if it has a name.
As a manufacturer, you got to pick one. You can't like make it 17% and then also huge.
It was
Yeah.
it was great. It was
That's
the thing was.
irresponsible.
Yeah, the thing was, it was a special edition one for like the holidays,
Mm.
and it was delicious. Like it had it tasted kind of like cherries, but not like offensively. It was like nice. It tasted like the holidays,
Oh.
And I just cleaned that thing, and I was sitting down the whole time. I just like kind of ran through it. I was like, it's really good.
It
And
snuck
when
up on
you,
you.
when you like when you like get up and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the way to do it. Like when we
That
were
is the way to do
in like high school, college, my friends and I we would make a point to like be sitting down through the entire like first part of the drinking process, and then we'd all
Yes,
kind of
yeah,
stand
yeah.
up and measure where we were at.
Yeah. I do love I love the entire experience of like being at a party and then going to the bathroom for the first time.
Yeah.
After you're pretty fucked up, but you've been social the whole time. So you're like,
Mhm.
you're good. Your mind has been like concentrating on things. And then you
Yeah.
get into the bathroom and you're like, whoa, peeing is an ordeal right now.
Yeah.
It's a big ordeal. And then you get through that, and then you got to go you got to go wash your hands, and you look at yourself in the fucking
Yeah.
mirror, and you're like, oh,
That's what
boy.
always gets me. Yeah, looking at myself in the mirror, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, this is what I look like.
The farthest logical conclusion I've taken that to was me and a bunch of my friends did acid, and we were all on mattresses, like in his living room floor, and we were waiting for it to like kick in, and then it started kicking in, and then I was like, oh, I gotta pee. And he lived in like a studio apartment, so it was literally like a bedroom and then the bathroom. Like there was no real like adventure to go on, but I felt like it took me like an hour to navigate to the bathroom.
I've definitely gotten lost in 7-Eleven on enough acid. Also,
it's the lights.
Yeah, it's the lights and the aisles, and it looks way bigger than it is.
Yeah.
But also, I have like a rule when I'm on any kind of hallucinogen: no mirrors. That's one of my rules, because you will get caught there.
Yep.
Or you're gonna start thinking weird thoughts, and it's gonna color the whole.
Yeah, because you start like perceiving yourself like internally as well as externally, and like your brain can't do that. Also, on enough stimulants, like if you do like Adderall or something, you also need to avoid mirrors, because you'll start noticing a zit that didn't exist, and then you're just you're playing Dr. Pimple Popper in the mirror while your friends are like, "Is she okay?"
20 minutes later, you have no flesh. Your face is gone. Yeah.
You're just like actively bleeding, and you're like, does anyone have a cigarette?
I need to sear the wound closed.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I'll start like counting the pores. Not counting them, but I'll be like, I simply have too many pores. I don't need this many. Why?
And they're too big is the problem.
Too big,
also.
and they're too large. Too large and too many of them. But so that was the first thing was Ashley's birthday. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Second thing was we're all a little bit sick and not feeling great, which is always really good for recording. I think so. We're gonna have just a great episode for everyone, and basically what I want to say is that if you're in the market for some bad content, keep playing, keep listening.
I don't know what you're talking about. I barely drink anymore, and I'm going to be kind of drunk on this podcast, so it's going to be a great time.
That's how we're going to compensate.
Yeah,
there we go.
Ashley is going to just carry the whole episode. Okay, perfect.
There we go.
By being a dumb asshole. So, stick around.
Can we start off with the Iditarod, because I don't know anything about it, and I know that Justine's really into it. So
so the Iditarod is it just started this week, a few days ago. I believe we might be on day 4 by now. I did not pay the $19.99 per year to get the subscription to watch it live, so I'm not fully up to date, but I have watched at least 3 days of the highlights.
Okay.
The Iditarod is
okay. You're
yeah, I got it. Okay. The Iditarod is the world's longest sled dog race. It starts in Anchorage, Alaska, and it goes a little bit over 1,000. I think it's 1,038 miles to Nome, Alaska. It was started and inspired by the diphtheria medication run that you may know from the movie Balto.
Yes, Balto. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So think of what they did in Balto, and basically to commemorate that heroic event they do every year. This year is actually the 50th anniversary of that heroic run, and teams of sled dogs make the 1,000-mile race. And it's a really cool event. It runs anywhere from 10 to 20 days. There's no specific end date. It's pretty much when the last team finishes or drops out of the race.
Mm-hmm. It's more of an endurance thing, right?
Yeah, because it's so long. They actually have you can drop dogs out because every team starts with like 14 dogs. You can drop dogs out on checkpoints if they get tired or hurt. Actually, if a dog gets like overtired and needs to be dropped out of the race, they actually remove them from like the lines. Because you know how like the sled dogs are on big lines in front of the sled. They remove them from the lines and they bring them up into the sled and they let them ride in the sled to the next checkpoint. And then they have volunteers from the community and from local prisons in Alaska that hang out and take care of the little dogs at the checkpoints until the end of the race. And
prisons?
Yeah, did you say prisons?
Yeah, they let inmates volunteer to take care of the dogs. It's a by choice thing. They're not forced to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's gotta be
like a great time.
That's gotta be like the best option, no? I mean, like,
that's what I
do you want to take care of some cute dogs or be in prison in Alaska?
Also, right? What have either of you ever been to Alaska?
No.
You have, though.
I fucking hate Alaska deeply. I hate it. Lots of reasons. I'm not going to go into it. It'll take a while. But my parents, for some reason, have this weird obsession with like going to Alaska for vacations and stuff. So I've been a lot. Also fun. Like I dated a guy who like escaped to Alaska and then started dog sledding.
Oh hell yeah! So he did like Into the Wild, but a little less annoying.
Huh? Yeah, exactly, but less annoying, and he got to like hang out with dogs for a while, which like I totally understand. Like that's the best thing about Alaska is the sled dogs. I got to hang out with like some sled dogs, and like some of them are like also like wolf dogs, and it's like adorable and wonderful. Yeah. But in Alaska, it's such a desolate, terrifying wasteland, and like the exact place you would go if you were like on the run from the police. So like I'm trying to figure out what you would have to do to be arrested and go to prison in Alaska.
Be mean to the sled dogs, probably. that's the only crime on the bus.
I've seen a few episodes of like what is it, like I don't know if it's Cops or some Cops type show where it's in Alaska. And it's almost exactly what you think it would be, where it's just like meth labs. It's like normal America shit, but it's like in the middle of nowhere, you know. And there's like Native Americans, and that's like that was it. It's definitely a little terrifying though, from you know, because it's like the communities are so small and they're so spread out that you can really just do whatever. No one would even know.
Internet super spotty, no phone service. Like you're just in the middle of nowhere. Like it's just like I can't exist in a place with no internet. I can't.
That is another thing in the Iditarod is the Native communities in Alaska are really heavily involved. They run a bunch of the checkpoints. They kind of make sure that everything kind of runs through their communities in a very non-destructive way and that kind of thing.
It's got to be a big boon to like businesses and stuff too, because it's a draw, you know.
Yeah, it's not a huge sport. Like it's not like wildly popular, but I think more people are into it and watch it than maybe a lot of people would think. Balto, I think, did great for it. Like to be completely honest, I think that movie is like the only reason a lot of people think about sled dogs for the most part.
Interesting bit of the Succ lore is Jay Pupa, the creator of the music for our podcast here. He actually did that for a while. Not the Iditarod, but he did. He you know, like dog sleds and stuff in Alaska and like and Canada and stuff. Which really interesting little bit of tour there. We should get him on.
I would love that. I would love to pick his brain about it because there are like people who don't do the Iditarod, and there are smaller races. There are races that are like sprint versus endurance races, so they're much shorter, and it's literally just racing the dogs faster over a short distance. So like there are a ton of people who breed the sled dogs and train them and whatnot without having anything to do with the Iditarod.
And like even during the winter, because it's literally constantly dark, there is no sunshine. It is just negative 500 degrees at all times. Some people with sled dogs, like that's just how they get around.
Yeah.
So it's just like something that they have.
Yeah, it is just like a practical mode of transportation.
Right.
there are parts of the year where so snow has to be a certain depth for it to even be safe to be in a sled. But in certain parts of Alaska, like that is pretty much always the case, and so that is how people get around. And the dogs themselves are really cool. They're actually almost every sled dog that gets run is like, what do they call it? It's like a specific it's a breed that they call, I think, just like Alaskan Huskies, where it's not a real breed as far as like it's not
they're very different. They're all very different. Yeah, they're different.
Because they're not bred to a breed standard. They're not acknowledged by the AKC. That's what I was trying to
make.
Yeah.
Essentially. They're a certain type of mutt. Yeah.
Which kind of means nothing, honestly, but yeah.
Yeah, they're not bred for any type of like looks or breed standard. They're bred like from a mix of just general northern dog breeds for performance. So I think that's cool too. Because you do get some wolf dog mixes. It's not very common. Because wolf dogs don't like to cooperate with shit a whole lot. Like they are wolves more so than dogs. So they're not great at being told like, hey, get in a line and
they're
run.
so big. They're so big. Fucking huge. Like I met a couple in Alaska at one point and they were just like, I'm like, this is a dog. Like, are you sure? They're way bigger than you think that they were.
Yeah. Because wolves are way bigger, I think, than a lot of people think they are. Wolves are fucking gigantic.
They'll rip your face off.
But yeah, that's one thing a lot of people have like talked about, like the Iditarod and sled dog stuff in general as being like cruel. But you're not forcing those dogs to do fucking anything.
They want to do that shit. They love that shit. They live for it. Yeah,
I've seen huskies in the northeastern winter. They fucking love the winter. They love it.
And like getting to go out and run with a bunch of their pals through like trails in the wild, they love that shit. They're super into it. And
yeah, it's like if you ever seen like a collie or something like actually shepherd shit. It loves it. I mean, it's like that's what it wants to be doing. Like
they're bred for that thing.
Yeah,
they're gonna want to do that thing, right? Yeah.
And like there really is no forcing. Like there have been people in the middle of the Iditarod who have had a dog decide that like, no, I'm good. I'm done, actually. And that dog just stops. Like, you're not forcing it to do anything. You just have to kind of take it off the team and let it ride the rest of the way.
And they love their dogs, too. They treat their dogs great. So, like, anybody who's complaining about that doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's that's like an Alaskan car. The Alaskan car guy is like that. That's what he is, you know? It's the equivalent.
Yeah, it's just
He'll take care of his car. Yeah, he's going to take care of those dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And also, the most important fact about the Iditarod, if you don't learn anything else from me today, learn this. They all wear tiny little boots and coats.
Oh my God, so cute. All of them do now?
All of them. And it's actually not, you'd think it would be because like it would be cold on their little feetsies, but it's not. It's because ice and stuff can be legitimately like sharp. And so they all wear the little boots, and a lot of them wear the little coats, and it is very, very cute. It rocks. Some teams will make a point of all having matching boots and coats, and that's my favorite thing when they do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, if you're a team, go all the way. Just do it. That's adorable.
I can't remember which musher it is this year, but they have their dogs all in matching neon booties so that you can see them run through the snow.
I want to see them in little Yeezys. That's what I like. Ugly little Yeezys they're running around in.
I want all my doggies in little Crocs.
Little Crocs.
With the thing pulled up in sport mode.
Yeah, sport mode. When they want to go real fast.
Yeah, exactly. Because they do have different gaits. If you ever like watch a video of sled dogs, they run real goofy. They all do like a weird little like tight trot. And it's to keep pace with the dogs in front of, behind, and next to them, and it's so fucking funny and so cute.
Yeah, I gotta watch some of this now. You've piqued my interest. Like,
yeah,
I want to become an Iditarod guy.
Yeah. You know, a lot of men are into basketball and football, but the coolest guys, they're into the fucking Iditarod.
Yeah, I want you to start bringing that up at the bar and be just like, it was just, Sparky, he was really like falling behind this week.
Screaming at the fucking TV.
Just like have one TV in the bar that's like the Iditarod.
Get that dog out there now!
Well, yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but on Rin Orson's team this year, Tobin, he's a 2-time Iditarod finisher, and he's out front for the first time, and he's killing it. Everybody give a hand for Tobin.
Love
Tobin.
God bless Tobin. Beautiful. Hope he doesn't fuck his ACL up. I don't know if dogs have ACLs, but if they do, I hope that
I think there's probably a comparable part of a dog to the ACL. I think I might have exhausted my Iditarod knowledge.
That was great. I loved it. It was very
Start reading from Balto.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon's finest work, in my opinion.
Yes. I did. I had like when I was a kid, I read a bunch of what the fuck are they called? Jack London novels.
Yeah.
Wait, I was obsessed with Jack London. Did I tell you that?
Yeah,
no, like he was my favorite author growing up. I loved Call of the Wild and White Fang.
Yeah.
White Fang was the shit. I had
White Fang,
specifically, it was the edition that was like great illustrated classics, so it had little pictures in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was the best version, and I think I'm going to buy those again on Amazon.
Did you guys have to read Hatchet?
Yes.
I didn't have to, no.
Did you read it? You never did that, right?
I think I did when I was very young, yeah. But
it's Gary Paulson, right?
I believe so. I don't remember the that sounds right. But it's like, I think a common, like, everybody reads it in the US when they're a kid. But do you guys remember... okay, so when the plane goes down, there's a distinct scene where the pilot shits himself.
Yeah, because he had a heart attack.
Yeah, he has a heart attack and shits himself. I just wanted to make sure that I remember that, because I read it the one time when I was in like 4th grade, and I will never forget. Yeah, the guy shit himself. I'll just never forget. That's
the part that stuck with you.
I don't remember much except for the pilot having a heart attack and shitting himself, and then the plane going down. But yeah, okay. So I'm not insane, right?
No, you're not insane.
Okay, good.
He did shit himself because he had a heart attack. And I don't even remember. Like, it's funny. I remember him getting on the plane, and the only like reason I remember him being on the plane is like vaguely his parents are divorced.
It was something like that.
That's all they really gave us for that. They're like, yeah, you know how when your parents get divorced and you go on a plane. Well, yeah,
and
it's
like, and it was like a small plane with just him and another person, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a bush plane. Yeah,
bush plane. Yeah, I don't remember exactly why the fuck he was up there, but it was definitely something to do with his parents, like his dad or something, or his dad gave him the hatchet as like a gift, and then he had to go somewhere. I don't remember exactly.
So I retained none of that information. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I did not care about that book.
I think maybe he was going to his dad's.
Maybe that was it. I don't know. Listeners, comment on the episode.
Yeah, fill us in.
Fill us in, because we're not going to look it up.
Speaking of private planes.
Oh
yeah.
Kim K says no one wants to work and gets reminded that she doesn't pay her assistants enough to put gas in their car to get to work.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
How did she do that? How do they know that she doesn't pay them enough to fill their gas tank?
Well, so the tweet that like was talking about that was actually, it came from somebody who worked as an assistant on the Kardashian apps. Because all the Kardashians have apps, by the way.
Yeah.
Like lifestyle.
And one of them is wildly popular. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them is, I think the most popular one is Kim Kardashian Hollywood, which I have played, like a weird pirated version of it where you like all the pay to play stuff was unlocked because I'm not giving her any money.
What does it do?
Basically it's like I didn't really get the point of it. It seems like you're basically just doing little like PR events with your character working
for free.
Kim Kardashian. And you like unlock dresses and stuff, and you're like, yeah, now I am dressed.
Nice.
I don't. My limit. I'm done.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Justine truly is a gamer girl, though. She contains multitudes.
You play all the games, I guess.
Yeah, you got Kim Kardashian game, and then Crusader Kings. One of 11 women on Earth that plays Crusader Kings 3.
The duality of woman.
The duality of woman. There you go.
But yeah, so the person they just worked as an assistant on the Kardashian apps, and yeah, like straight up couldn't afford the amount they were being paid was not enough to like put gas in the car to get there, and
gotcha.
A lot of other shit about how they were treated not very well. And it sucks because I've tried so hard to like find ways to defend Kim Kardashian because the people who like are her main detractors are so annoying.
Yeah,
they're all the like, she wouldn't be anywhere if she didn't have sex on camera. Like, shut up. But she makes it so hard because then she says stuff like this, and it's like, God damn it, Kimberly.
She's a human being. She's multi-layered. I think that she's a fucking moron. But like, I don't hate her for it. Like, she was born into money. Like, I'm not like, yeah. Like, I wouldn't like defend her like forever, but I don't know. I don't hate her. She just is what she is. Like, who cares?
She has a fat ass, I'll tell you that.
She do.
Yeah, if nothing else, you do have to respect her for building off of the progress that J-Lo made and letting women who have junk in the trunk come to the forefront.
And she fucks funny little guys.
Yes.
And heavily tattooed, mentally ill ex-addicts. So I'm in support.
Yeah. Like, as a woman who is of vaguely mostly white ancestry with a big ass who fucks losers, like, I have to be on Kim's side. Like, I have to at least take up a bit of defense for her. But she makes it, again, so difficult.
Her and the BPD guy are still together, right?
Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I read a headline that she spoke openly of it for the first time, but I didn't. I didn't read that. I'm never going to read. I'll never be that person, you know.
That's okay. I haven't been watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians lately, although I am a huge fan. So I can't give any recent updates, but as far as I know, they haven't broken up. But she just did this really tone deaf video with her and her sisters where it was just like I think it was like a Variety interview or something, and they're like, what advice would you give to women in business? And she's like, work your fucking ass off. Nobody wants to work anymore, you know?
Girl, you didn't do anything.
Yeah, and it's like,
nobody wants to work anymore.
What got me the most about that video, and only people who are like slightly entrenched in Kardashian lore will be as like outraged as I am by this, but like Kourtney Kardashian was in the background like, amen, sister. And Kourtney Kardashian is the one of them who specifically has come out multiple times and been like, work is not interesting to me. I don't want to focus on work. I have a family and that's my focus. And everyone was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, we love that for you. But she's in the background of this video, like, yeah, no one wants to work anymore. Like, bitch, you don't want to work anymore.
When I read this in the show notes, I had not seen the headline, and I thought Kim K was a leftist queen and saying nobody wants to work.
Oh yeah.
That's what I thought.
She's on Reddit anti-work.
yeah, but no, she was being exactly the opposite of that and being an insufferable rich person.
Maybe we should, like, at least for me, in the interest of being able to hold my moral high ground and defend Kim, I'm going to start reading it that way and be like, no, she's talking about how we all need to, like, unionize. Yeah. She's actually just a labor organization baddie. Like. Yeah.
Defending women. That more.
Kim K for the people.
Kim K. We have to do a correction here. So last episode, I especially took the bait on this, and I don't know how stupid I am that I thought this was true, because looking at the Twitter account that posted this. It's very obviously satire, but the young thug thinks that there should be a second Peter on Family Guy, though it does sound like something Young Thug might say. Not true. He did not say that. That was a satire that I felt for, and I guess we all felt for, but I felt especially hard because I really felt such a kinship with Young Thug when he said that, or whenever he says anything really, but especially that. Yeah. So sorry, suckheads, suckerinos.
Just succulent succubuses, suckers
getting sucked. Yeah.
I just I think it's okay to blindly believe anything that you read on the internet because it's fun.
You're right.
I don't have a blue check. I'm not a journalist. It's not my job to fact check for you. If we say something stupid and you don't believe it, go prove us wrong in your own time and leave me alone. That's not my problem.
I agree. And also, Young Thug, can you please say that and make it true?
Yeah. Just can you retcon the reality of this for Matt so we can say that he's actually right?
Yes. Thank you. That would be so appreciated.
It does with everything I know about Young Thug. He could have said that.
That's the thing about it. As a Young Thug stan, that jives. He absolutely could have just said that in passing. Yeah, what a guy.
Yeah.
So apologies, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you guys seen this picture of Mark Zuckerberg I sent to the group chat? I know I don't. It's definitely photoshopped.
Okay.
But
I didn't really look at it. I just glanced at it. And I was oh, that's weird.
I can't stop looking at it. I can't. It's like I'm seeing the face of Jesus, and I'm not even being hyperbolic. He looks like Jesus. This man came to me in a fever dream. It's Mark Zuckerberg with long, straight hair and a little goatee.
I'm seeing it now, and he kind of looks like Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Doesn't he a little bit? But
a little bit.
Yeah, but but somehow less insufferable, which I would have never guessed.
Yeah. He looks like a combination, actually, of Lin-Manuel Miranda. God, even his name is annoying. And you remember that painting when the woman tried to fix that painting of Jesus?
Yes. Oh my God, yes, yeah.
That's kind of what he looks like the living version of that.
I was going to say he looks like someone tried to draw the guy from Foo Fighters from memory. And
oh my God, yeah.
Did a terrible job.
There's a lot of factors at play, and I think they're all equally valid.
Smooth.
I posted that on Twitter, and he looks so similar to Albrecht Dürer, who's like a early Renaissance a draftsman painter and shit. It's remarkable. He looks like freakishly like him. But yeah, Albrecht Dürer. But he I don't know. I just can't stop looking at it. It freaked me out.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah, that's insane.
Albrecht Dürer. If you want to look him up,
why are you?
I don't know. I just been
create this.
I didn't create it. I just saw it. I saw it being posted on Twitter, with various captions. Here's long hair Zuckerberg. I personally think he looks way better. He should do that. That should be your look, bro. Go with it.
Yeah.
Run with it. Go with the Jesus look.
Every time I look at him, it's the uncanny valley. Every single time. So, I mean, at least there's something else that I can look at other than his face. But his eyes are still just staring from a flesh mound.
His eyes
it's the lack of eyebrows, I think.
Yeah, at least darken his eyebrows. Give this man a pencil or something.
Yeah, get them shits microbladed or something.
There's nothing to microblade.
Yeah, you have to have existing.
Microblade those shits, bro.
Oh, but imagine him with the 90s Latina baddie, thin, super pencil thin.
Oh my God,
that's my shit,
dude.
Yeah,
super thin and a little bit too high.
Yeah,
bring them back.
I just did that with my eyebrows. Well, slightly.
Yeah, no, you plucked yours heavy. Right?
Yeah, I did.
Very into it
because I haven't been on medication in a while.
And so there's a transition there.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't been on medication in a while, and I've already done a stupid haircut in the last couple of months. So I was like, "Fuck! Well, what's left? Oh, that's right, stupid eyebrows."
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, I need to get those eyebrows stupided up. No, I gotta see him. I don't think I saw the new eyebrows, but
there's a picture on Twitter, I think.
Yeah,
I support the crazy eyebrows for you.
Yeah, I didn't go full Christina Aguilera in like 2002, although maybe I should have.
Oh, that's the thing, man. They grow back. We
They
both like some people. They're not as hairy as you and I, but as both wolf women, who are just hairy as fuck. Like it's fine. They'll grow back. It doesn't matter.
That's the
I've
thing.
done real stupid shit to my eyebrows.
I see a lot of women like panic when they do their eyebrows. Like, oh, what if they don't grow back? Like, well, they will. I'm Italian and Mexican. Trust me, they're gonna fucking grow back. Like, I've never worried about that.
That's not the issue.
Yeah. I've shaved steps into my eyebrows to let everybody know that I'm extremely bisexual, and like within a week, it's bad.
It doesn't last. Shout out to all the girls who had to shave their arms in middle school for some reason.
Yeah, that was big Italian girl and Greek girl energy there. That was huge. Yeah, that was in New Jersey. Those are the big arm shaver.
Yep.
After a couple of days, it's just like hugging a porcupine. Like you're just getting hit with spindles.
Always felt bad for him.
Middle school arm shave girls, I see you, I hear you, we are of one heart, you're valid, I love you.
Yeah, and you had to, because everyone is so hideously cruel in middle school.
Dude,
the ugliest, like, middest dude would be like, hey, your arms are hairy. I would never fuck you. Like, you won't touch a boob for another 20 years, man.
If ever.
Yeah,
if you're lucky.
Yeah. I love a girl with chest hair. I love a hairy bitch. Yeah. I support hairy bitches.
I especially love a girl who has a little bit of top lip hair. That's fucking keep on rocking in the USA. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Don't dye that shit. Don't shave it. And shave a Hitler mustache though. That would be kind of hot.
Oh, now I want to dye my peach fuzz and just
and then just cut. Yeah, there you go.
Just for one night.
Bring it back. We need to reclaim the Hitler mustache. It doesn't need to be Hitler mustache. It could just be a cool mustache again.
I have turf bangs now.
Chocolate.
Don't let him win.
I have turf bangs now. If I also had a Hitler mustache, it would just be like the KKK would come like circling in.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's ever been a man that I've ever met who shaves it like if he's gonna shave his mustache off, they always stop in the middle for a second to take a little picture.
Every time. I do a whole thing. I have like a whole thing. I don't shave I usually like once a year I shave my beard to humble myself. And I always have like a whole thing that I do where I like do a very, like, what do I look like? Look at this.
You go through the steps.
And then, then there's always the Hitler mustache and I look at myself and go,
yeah.
Nah. He'd still kill you.
If I went through like my phone, the amount of guy friends, ex-boyfriends, whatever I have who've sent me photos of their little Hitler mustaches while shaving, it's like every single one. It's just part of being a guy with facial hair, I think.
It's because as you start shaving, you're like, nah, all right, I'm just gonna see. I wonder what it looks like.
You guys all do it, and I think that's beautiful. I love that you guys all do that, and that you all need someone else to witness it. That you all show somebody when you do it.
I need you all to send me your Hitler mustaches. It would just brighten my night. I need more friends that send me their Hitler mustaches. Thank you.
Right, noted. If I ever do it again, which I never would because that's disgusting. But I will send it to you.
Yeah, that's very problematic. More like we need more professionalism on this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Before I forget, I wanted to ask. So. Actually, you probably know this, but you know chongas?
Yeah, I love those bitches. What about them?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone knows what they are. Where they're kind of like
asking me if I know what a chonga is.
I don't know. Justine is like 2 steps away from being a chonga.
I know that, but she might not know the name of it because it's a Florida specific.
Well, to be fair, I was going to say that is more Florida, but we had our version of them in California. So
they're called whatever they're called. The fuck.
What are they called?
They're like a famous thing. Oh my fucking God. Cholos and cholas.
Yeah, there you go.
I
wanted to see if he could get there himself. Sorry.
I'm smart. I'm a smart dude. But they're like the equivalent. They're different, but they're like kind of similar.
Yeah.
What about them?
Yeah.
When you were talking about the crazy eyebrows, I just remember Chongas in Florida being like, damn, those girls got some crazy eyebrows. Like, woo!
Those girls
it was like a thing for them.
They do.
They have the darkest lip liner on the face of the earth, and they're beautiful.
Yeah. No, they're beautiful, beautiful women, and if you said otherwise, they would beat your ass. And that's, oof, I love those women.
I'm personally terrified of them, but...
Yeah, as you should be.
Friends. Yeah.
So, I knew some of them in California who lived in our apartment complex, and they taught me about keeping little bits of razor blade underneath their fingernails.
Oh, their cheeks.
And then their cheeks, yeah. But they specifically, like, they had them glued underneath their, like, acrylic nails.
Yeah, their long-ass, terrifying nails. I'm like, bro, how do you fight so well with nails that are, like, 7 inches long?
That's how.
Like, how do you...
It's a cultural skill passed down through generations.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Always.
They make a fist like this, I think. You know, they like leave it down, they leave the fingers down, and then they punch it.
Yeah, because you can't make you can't make a regular fist, like, or else you'll break your shit off. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, with the edge.
Just impressive.
Yeah.
Beautiful creatures.
I have no transition here. I just want to talk about this. I found a Wikipedia article about the holy prepuce, I think is how you say it. And basically it's just Jesus's foreskin. And so a number of churches throughout Europe have claimed to have had this relic of Jesus's penis foreskin. Often at the same time, there was more than one of Jesus's foreskin floating around Europe, supposedly, and you could go pray to the foreskin. And I think that's
fucking
beautiful.
Rocks.
Is it big?
I don't think there's any pictures of it. I don't think it's like a thing anymore. It's I know. I wish we could see. Is it big? Jesus Christ.
I just want to know. I just want to know if Jesus is packing heat.
I like to think he was.
Probably.
That actually is, it's an artifact you can get in Crusader Kings, and I think that's great. Yeah.
Jesus' foreskin?
Yeah, I think you have to, like, raid the Pope, and you can find it.
I'm going to start playing Crusader Kings.
Please.
Yeah. Wait, it gives you dimensions. Yeah, for real.
No,
I do like that there's on this Wikipedia article there is there's like a in the body of it there's a link for the Feast of the Circumcision of Christ, which is apparently some churches around the world celebrate this.
I just found out, I'm kind of skimming through the article, in 2013, the National Geographic broadcast a documentary called The Quest for the Holy Foreskin, and I know what I'm watching later. I think that fucking rules.
The Quest. I love that.
Yeah, like only the rightful king of the National Geographic channel could pull the holy foreskin out of its jewel encrusted box. I'm glad that one got Ashley.
I liked it. It was a very visual experience.
Yeah,
that was good. You're a wordsmith.
I'm loving the picture, the first picture on the Wikipedia article, where it's Jesus is like absolutely totally chilling, a baby.
He looks kind of pissed off.
He looks a little bit pissed off, but he's calm about it. He's not like angry, He's not like he's not being violent about it.
He has the affect of like a cat getting its nails trimmed that he doesn't really want to be there.
He looks mildly perturbed. Yeah. He's okay with this whole situation, but he's going to think about it a lot later.
Yeah, it's
like journal about it.
Yeah, it's like you've taken your cat to the vet, and your cat hates it, but he does know that like you're gonna give him some treats when you get back to the house if he doesn't like scratch anyone while they clip his nails.
A little tic-tac.
I do. I love that. Like Jesus being a cat that doesn't want to get snazzy, but he's getting his dick skin chopped off. He's just like annoyed about it, but he knows he's getting a treat later, so he's okay with it.
Yeah, I will say the grip that the guy seems to have on the knife doesn't feel safe to me. He's like holding it very gingerly.
Or the penis.
Yeah, he's just got one finger up on it, like holding it up.
He's a pro. He's done this. This is not his first circumcision rodeo.
So you didn't have any forceps? Like
the penis is too small. They don't make them. They don't make them Tic Tac size.
Oh, you're being so mean to baby Jesus here.
Yeah, no, I'm shaming. I'm body shaming baby Jesus.
Oh, we found the episode title.
There you go.
What is in the little dish next to them? Is that holy water, maybe?
Let's see.
Or like, would they have had holy water?
I'm not sure. It doesn't look like water to me, but I mean, I guess it could be. Maybe salt or something?
Well, they're not very good at painting, in my experience.
Salt makes sense. Salt makes sense.
Medieval painting, not so good.
What would they do with salt? Make it hurt more if he's a dick?
Make him suffer. I don't know. Salt was expensive. Did they think that it had antibiotic properties? I don't know about
That's true. At this point in time, it really could. They're like, oh yeah, where you have to balance the dick humors with salt. Yeah.
Yeah. If it hurts, then it's probably good for you.
Yeah. That tracks.
I'm not a history scientist.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm running through. There might be some a box of ointment.
That's concerningly vague.
Yeah, I don't know. A box of ointment of some kind. I guess they had ointments back then.
Well, you could call anything an ointment at that time, and who was going to question it?
There was not a very strong definition of ointments.
No.
In the Middle Ages, so yeah, they kind of got crazy with it. It was a crazy Wild West time of ointments. Ointmentsy. Well, keeping the religious theme, witch talk is at it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what have they done?
And they are asking people to be careful if they try and hex Putin. Because he's, they believe him to be heavily spiritually protected. Okay. And he's extremely knowledgeable about numerology and astrology. And if you try to hex him, it will 100% backfire on you.
Didn't they say that about Allah?
Yes, yeah. Allah is another one. Putin is basically Allah, if you think about it.
That's true.
So right? I have the image pulled up. Can I just read some of the greatest hits on here?
Please do.
Okay. To those trying to hex Putin, don't. Look at the days he's invaded. 8th of the 8th month, 2008. And now the 22nd of the 2nd month, 2022. Also during Pluto returns. I don't know what Pluto returns is. Yeah, it sounds like a movie.
One of the worst things you could do. One of the oldest mistakes in the book.
He knows enough about numerology and astrology. He's not the one to hex. It will 100% backfire on you, even through your protections. So they are asking that instead you please put your energy on not only protecting Ukraine, but I assume they mean the other ex-Soviet states. So they're kind of capitulating a little bit and saying, like, we understand you want to hex Putin. That's the natural, want of a human being is you wake up and you go, gotta hex Putin. Yeah. Naturally, I get it, but you can't, he's too powerful in this realm.
I gotta throw hands to Putin on the astral plane with my rose quartz. But I need to be conscientious of the fact that he knows that he's a Libra. Yeah. And I should maybe not do that. God, I hate this shit.
You need to focus your energies on protecting the Ukraine. Because the best offense is a good defense.
Good defense.
I can't take it. This to me is one of the most irritating developments of TikTok culture in general. I don't know.
I have to wonder how much of it is like these women are really this particular brand of psychotic, and how much of it is just sort of like a cynical, like they know that this is going to get screenshotted and made fun of a whole bunch.
I mean, maybe, but this feels.
It does
genuine.
Feel too like
it feels genuine. Like it feels like genuine advice that someone who's into it would be providing people that are also into it.
I don't even know what parody is anymore. Like because like I would write something like this as like a joke.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know.
But then also like 6 months ago, I was just like, hey guys, do you think like a small nuclear winter would combat global warming? And then someone wrote an article about it a week ago.
Jesus. But like, I guess that would it? I didn't see the article.
No,
actually, would it combat global warming?
Someone was. I read part of it. It was yeah. They were making an argument for like, yes, of course it's bad.
Maybe it would be good for the economy. Like
there's a silver lining on the mushroom cloud. So.
And then I've also heard like other people be like, oh, it's just like actually a nuclear war wouldn't be that bad. Not everyone would die. And I'm like, why are we even having this conversation right now? Just like there's just so much wrong with like everything that's going on. And then the TikTok dances that'll help Ukraine.
Oh, hell yeah. It does rock. So like I will say I specifically like have shut out any bit of Ukraine-Russia information that I could. Matt has been like breaking his brain like waves over the rocks for like weeks now, taking in all of this information.
So much Ukraine shit.
Yeah,
I'm trying. Yeah, I shouldn't, but I just can't.
It's like hurting him as a person.
It is.
And I have taken the complete opposite route, where I am like specifically cloistering myself away from anything. On Twitter, I have Ukraine muted, I have Russia muted, I don't read articles, I don't look at the news about it. Because I love myself, and I don't, what am I going to do? You know, I don't have the power in numerology to face Putin.
But
so
you
what
could.
Would be the point?
You're a Latinx potential witch.
Unlike Justine, I enjoy suffering and hate myself. So I don't have any of those things unmuted. But also, I barely pay attention. I just assume everybody is an idiot because, And then I just have, and then I just have Matt explain stuff to me when he feels like it. Yeah, and then I'm just like, oh, okay, that sounds.
Well, part of it is without like really naming my company or my job. Basically, all day at work, I'm listening to the conversations of old people.
You have to,
So 8 hours a day, I am forced to hear them kind of, and it's like old people with the news play the most annoying game of telephone, literally because they're on the phone. The most annoying game of telephone you've ever heard, where like they picked up a bit of information from the news that they didn't really understand. So they're like twisting it and giving it to their friends who like equally don't understand. And it goes on and on to the point where you hear things like, we need to like kick Russia out of NATO. And it's like, why didn't we think about that? It's fucked up that we even let them in to begin with. I mean, really, Eileen, thank you.
NATO. That'll show them.
Yeah,
so let them in first.
So hearing about like shit like that 8 hours a day, I think that's a good enough excuse for me to be like, I don't want to hear any more of the news ever again.
That's totally fair.
In your humble opinion, Justine, because you have a unique perspective on this, right? You have a unique insight into it. How often is it just like old people watching exclusively Fox News, and how much of it is people only watching like their local news only?
That's what it is. You would think a lot of these old people, because I think a lot of people would assume like 50s and 60s. They're the ones who are really watching Fox News. My like client base, whose conversations I'm hearing and captioning all the time, they're more 70s, 80s, 90s.
Okay.
So they're watching the local news. They're watching WSNC 5. And so they're getting this weird trickle-down Fox News.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it's like even worse.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of just bad all around. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would annoy me more if I had to listen to like Fox News people, just because like they're
Oh, there are
so
plenty of them. I will say that.
yeah, I'm sure there are. But man, Fox News boomers, like especially the ones that I've interacted with in Florida, they're like absolutely insufferable because they're totally isolate themselves from most people other than like a few friends who also agree with them, and they just want to talk to you about whatever the fuck it is Tucker Carlson just talked about last night, and they want you to know that they know the right opinion. And it's just
it's really funny how many old people I've noticed they like are lecturing their friends on topics like that. Like like they'll do it in a way where they're like, have you been watching the news about Putin? And then they just go on like a 20-minute rant that's like, you can tell they're quite literally just like rattling off everything they just heard on the news 15 minutes ago.
Like regurgitating bullshit.
Yeah. And it's insane. I do like, though, so because I get all calls, and it's not just between old people, it's frequently between old people and, like, their younger family members, their, like, 40-year-old kids or shit like that.
Do you ever get, like, the awkward kid who's just, like, just trying to not engage?
Oh, all the time. It's really funny. But a lot of the time, the kids will be, like, CNN Democrats. So that's like a really fun perspective to witness. And by fun, I mean I would like to shoot myself in the head. More than ever since the Ukraine and Russia news has come out, I've been pretending that my headset is disconnecting on calls and just hitting the like technical difficulty button and getting off of that call.
Yeah.
And just skipping it. And I've been doing that so much lately. Because I'm only human.
I can't take that level. I can barely have that conversation with my own relatives, let alone having to like train,
like caption it for Cause like I can only hear like we need a no-fly zone. Fucking oh my god.
That's the thing right now.
Yeah.
But from people that have like literally no idea what that even means.
Yeah. Like, in all fairness, like, I did have to have Chris, like, or my boyfriend, like, explain to me what, like, the implications of that would be, because I'm specifically not, like, looking into news of this, but I'm also not calling my friends at, like, 7 o'clock at night to be like, let's talk about Russia. Which is a crazy person thing to do, by the way. Like, which
you're welcome to do with me, ever, anytime.
I'm never...
Anybody's an open invitation.
I don't understand, really just the context of these conversations. And old people do it all the time where they call each other just to talk about bad stuff that they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But they've always done that. It's just like, no, my neighborhood with 3 stoplights is going to get bombed by Al-Qaeda. I should call...
And MS-13, too.
Yeah, because anybody gives a shit, yeah.
Yeah, it rocks when they talk about MS-13, as if they're going to terrorize their northern Michigan suburb.
Yeah, their territory that extends all the way up there.
Yeah. It's just, I just don't understand. Oh, actually, as I'm thinking about it, Twitter really is our generation's version of calling all your friends to tell them about the bad stuff that you don't like. So I do have to kind of take that back. That's true. We do that just in a worse way.
True, but the way that that's true, but at least like people try to be like, at least there's like the performative like wit of it. I mean, often it falls short, but it's there's at least that element of just like an old person rattling off like their health ailments, and then followed by like their grievances with their neighbors, and then like the news that upset them the most, and that just being like the things they talk about.
Yeah, you really have run down like the conversation format of every conversation that I caption for these people. Like it literally always starts out with like, "Oh yeah, I'm out of the hospital, but I still have whatever terminal aging old person illness put me there, but I see a specialist on Tuesday. Also, I noticed that our friend wasn't in church. She's probably a terrible person now. Anyway, did you see how the the Russians are bombing us all and we're going to die tomorrow. And then they're like, okay, see you at Bridge next week. Have fun, Eileen. Goodbye. It's insane. The old people love Bridge.
Yes, they do.
Bridge and church seems to be the two main old people activities, from my understanding. Yeah. Bridge, church, and feeding your anxiety into your local news station. Those are their hobbies.
Incredible.
Justine, I had oh wait, are we closing out the episode?
No, we got time. We have 5 seconds. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Justine. So, have you watched Inventing Anna?
Not yet. I'm about to this weekend.
Okay. So, I was watching it, and first, I'm going to start off with, I had like I said, listeners, sorry, I'm drunk. I don't care. It's my birthday. I took a nap earlier. I took a nap earlier, and I had a weird dream about you.
Ooh.
Yeah. I dreamt that you were secretly living in a Target.
Yeah. Well, it's like you found that out.
Yeah, sorry. like your whole background environment from the podcast that I know you from was inside of a Target. Like you fooled the Target into
the studio.
Yeah, you scammed these motherfuckers. Right. And I think the reason that I had that dream is because I was watching Inventing Anna, and on one of the first episodes, this girl comes she comes out and she's dressed really cute, and she's got thick framed black glasses, long black dark hair. They're stealing Justine's strip. That's fucked up. But as you go through Inventing Anna, you're just you start to really like her because she's just grifting motherfuckers nobody's business. Oh, dude, she's awesome. You're gonna love it. Anyway,
I'm really
as long as it's rich people, then it's all good,
Yeah, she's just do you take wire transfers the entire time and just scamming everybody.
There's a popular TikTok audio going around that's I sent the bank the money. If you have a receipt, that's a bank problem. I sent it. I sent the wire. You have to call the bank.
They are so incompetent. That's just, the amount of money that she just ripped from all these elites.
I vaguely remember there was when it first broke, there was I think it was maybe a Rolling Stone profile of her or something, and I read through that, and it sounded fucking great. She was just living for free off of these hotels and shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have bad things to say about her. I think anyone who's willing to do a funny little voice and commit to the bit in order to steal from rich people, hell yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, really.
Yeah, it really is. And then there's also the sexism element, and she touches on this, where it's just okay, I'm a 26-year-old girl. I'm foreign. No one thinks that I'm capable of doing these horrible things, so they just let me.
Yeah, well, because everyone, didn't they kind of assume that she was just kind of a dumb heiress who was just I don't know, the banks, it's crazy.
Yeah, it turns out that she just didn't have any fucking money at all.
Yeah,
I just let her do this shit, dude.
I have a really big soft spot in my heart for grifters and con artists of all types.
Me too. Me too. You're gonna love her. She's great.
Yeah,
Can I just say that if I were to find out that Justine was living in a Target, I would be surprised. But if someone were to tell me afterward that she's been living there for a long time and managing to do that, I'd be like, oh yeah, well
Yeah.
Well, it's very cool of me.
Yeah,
it is kind of cool. It's very cool of you. But I'd be surprised that you were doing it. But that you could pull it off for an extended period of time, not surprised.
Justine's the CEO of Target, and she lives there.
Yeah, and that's why they let me have my tiny rat dog in here all the time. Yeah, Ash, you probably should have come to me with this privately, because now our listeners do know that I do live in a Target, and I really
I'm sorry.
I have that planned out for next season's reveal.
I believe you.
I can roll with the punches. When we wrap up, I am gonna have to go sweep aisle 4, and that's okay.
You could change your accent and then dye your hair a different color, and then you go by a different name. So
yeah.
So it's fine.
It's the sporting goods. You'll have to ask sporting goods. I don't know. I don't know where we keep the bicycles.
Professionals. I do not know.
Have you checked in this very aisle?
She's like rating the lens crafters attached to the Walmart or whatever. to get new glasses.
Starbucks would not Starbucks. Target would be the coolest place to live in for grocery stores because they always have a Starbucks and the little like weird food court.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I chose a Target. Well, also because I'm a classy lady and I'm not going to live in like an Aldi's.
Not like a Walmart, like the Walmart baby lady. Like fuck that.
Yeah,
I like Aldi's, but that would be bleak to live in a fucking Aldi's, dude.
I feel like I'm a Trader Joe's girl.
Yeah. I'm not going to make my home somewhere where you have to pay a quarter to get a cart. That could never be me. Because I don't carry change. I actually, someone recently got mad at me about this in public because I throw away change.
Oh, what?
I don't keep it. Like, if I get pennies or nickels, I throw them away. If nobody in my immediate vicinity wants it, yes, I throw it away. I'm not going to carry pennies around.
Just save it, and then you put it in a jar somewhere, and then you know, go dump it in a Coinstar.
That's putting a lot of faith in my ability to go do a thing like that.
But that's money.
It's just you put it in your pocket.
Quarters? Quarters I'll always keep. Dimes or maybe. Pennies and nickels, if there's not someone who I can turn to and be like, do you want this? They're getting thrown out. Sorry.
Out. Okay.
I'm offended by this as someone who was homeless for like a really long time.
What's funny is I was also homeless for a really long time.
Aren't there times in your homelessness where you're just like, fuck, I could really use like...
Oh, when I was homeless, I didn't do it. I kept it then.
I know, but don't you keep them like for the hobos that you run in? Like I tend to keep cash on me specifically for hobos.
Well, so... Where I live, in a really, really small town in the desert, there just aren't that many outdoors hobos.
Okay, because I've got my boys that live like on my street where I always give them money. Like there's this dude named Watchdog.
If I was still in like Vegas or something, or somewhere that had a large outdoor homeless population, I absolutely would. I actually used to, more than anything, give homeless people cigarettes because that was what I had on me more than cash a lot of the time, and they were frequently just as appreciative.
But you don't like the change jingle jangling.
Yeah, I don't. I'm okay with quarters because that's like a laundry situation, or like it's easy to like throw a few quarters on a purchase. But like I'm not ever going to go to a Coinstar.
Okay, you're lost
anymore. I have frequently visited Coinstars in the past. I feel like this is my moving on up to the east side. And not having to carry change around is my deluxe apartment.
Wow, you move into a Target and then
and then apparently change is nothing to you.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm too good for old Abe Lincoln. I'm sorry.
I think we've established some great new lore in this episode. Surprisingly, yeah. So
Justine loves sled dogs and hates pennies.
All right, guys, we'll wrap it up here, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening, guys.
Okay, bye.